adopted by crows. I have a murder of crows that live close by my place. And I'm like, I want to be adopted. I want these crows to think of me as part of their, yeah. So I've been kind of experimenting with different food that they like, and I find that they really like peanuts. Like they like the peanuts, but you have to give it to them shelled. They like the shelled peanuts.
Okay.
So every Thursday morning, I don't work until 9. My husband gets off work at 7. So I go, I pick him up. We get home about 7:30 in the morning, and he smokes, I don't. So we sit outside and we enjoy the morning sun. He has his morning cigarette, and I'm like, I'm gonna go feed my crows. So every Thursday, they know now that it's time to be fed. So I'll go and I'll drop some peanuts off in my front yard, and it's taken quite a while for them to start trusting me. A lot of the times the peanuts would sit there, and then I would go to work and I'd come home and they'd be gone, and I'm like, the crows ate my peanuts, they love me. This morning though was the first time that they actually started taking the peanuts while I sat on my front step and I watched, and it was one of the most interesting and lovely interactions that I ever witnessed. We had a magpie come and try and steal a peanut, and the crow went and chased it down the street. It was actually really adorable. But one of the, I couldn't stop laughing. I put probably about 5 or 6 peanuts on my driveway, and I went back and I kind of just sat back and I watched. And this peanut would, hop, this crow would hop.
Peanut hops.
Yeah, the peanut hops. The crow would hop and grab a peanut, and then would hop to the next peanut, and it would pick it up, and then it would hop to the next peanut and pick it up. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, there's plenty of peanuts. Why are you hoarding this food? I've got an entire bag sitting next to me. You eat all the peanuts, I'll give you more, I promise. I want you to love me. I will feed you. And at one point I saw it fly off with the 3 peanuts, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe you're feeding a fledgling, or maybe you're hiding it somewhere. I don't know, but whatever, right? And then it comes up, and I dropped some more peanuts on my driveway, and it comes up and it's got 3 peanuts in its mouth. And it goes to the 4th one, and I swear it probably took about 45 to 50 seconds, which is a really long time if you're, watching the crow, trying to get this 4th peanut in its mouth.
So
it had
peanut.
No room for a peanut.
Okay.
And it had its head on the driveway as it was trying to scoop it up, and it was one of the most adorable things I have ever seen this month. I could not stop laughing, and then I felt bad because I'm like, oh, crow, I'm not laughing at you. This is adorable, and I love your perseverance. I live for that perseverance to get 4 peanuts in your mouth. In the end, he was successful.
Oh, nice.
And then he flew off. And then the next pile that I dropped, he went up and he picked 2. And that 3rd peanut, it must have had a hole in it, so it put its beak in it and picked it up, so it was kind of hanging out of its mouth, so it wasn't in its mouth. Yeah.
Big
Jewelry.
Well,
and then
fab.
So he picks it up, and then he stops and he looks at me like, yeah, look at me, bitch. I got this one, no problem. No laughing. And it was wonderful. And then he takes his hoard, and he's hopping along my front lawn,
right?
Which had just recently been mown. And what I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, my cat got out. So it's hopping along my front lawn, and then all of a sudden it drops its peanuts, grabs a tuft of grass that had recently been mown, mown grass, and puts it over top of the peanuts, and then just starts screeching. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't understand. Please tell me what you want. Finds out my cat is actually stalking this crow.
Oh dear.
So me and my husband, we go, and I've got my winter shovel, snow shovel,
Okay.
and I'm chasing my cats, trying to get my cats back inside the house. Anyway, we end up successful. My cat's inside the house, the crow comes back, and then it starts hopping around my front lawn and picking stuff up. He can't remember where he hid his peanuts. He finds a worm and throws it away.
Peanuts?
Yeah, he wanted the peanuts. So me and my partner, I swear to God, I want these crows to love me. we start walking my front lawn, picking up tufts of grass, looking for the peanuts that we... Between the crow, my husband, and myself, we could not find the peanuts that it hid. I have photos of him hiding the peanuts. I know they're there. So that's my interaction this morning with my crows. I felt bad. I went and gave them more peanuts because I'm like, you can't find them here. Have some more. I love you. Please love me. But yes,
crazy.
yeah. Right? Like, it's adorable. I couldn't stop laughing. It just set the stage for my entire day because, like, I had my work. I went to work and I had my supervision, and we decided to go out into this community garden, and I watched all the little chickadees. And I'm like, I'm not listening to what my supervisor's saying. There's birds. But yeah, it was a wonderful day starting it off with this interaction with the crow and the perseverance, and you know what the crow can teach you about persevering, and you know, I loved it. So do you have any stories that you would like to share regarding your interaction with animals, whether domesticated or wild? Are you trying to be adopted by a wild animal? How's that going for you?
Do you have any tips or tricks?
Yes. Yes, I want to be adopted by these crows. If you know how to get adopted by the crows, please tell me. Like, I resorted to chasing down, we had little blackbirds that were trying to steal a peanut.
Oh no.
And my husband's like, oh, just have one peanut. And I'm like, no, these crows need to know that I'm on their side. Go chase them away. I am determined to be adopted by the crows.
You've been working with this murder for, what is it, 3 weeks now?
Oh, longer than
No,
that.
3 months. 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're coming close to you now, so that's
They are.
progress.
They are coming close. I was standing on my front lawn, and they were coming up to me, and they were just kind of looking at me like, don't come any close. And I'm like, I promise. I'm going to take a photo.
I got a little story.
Yeah.
You know, right.
What?
The magpie.
Right.
My magpie. For
Your
those who
magpie.
don't know, he has been hanging around my place for probably 4 years, 5 years, something like that. And he has a broken wing.
Oh, magpie.
I know. But he's had the broken wing for like 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So I know I mentioned it on my lives, and I know I talked
Yeah,
about it on the
yeah,
show
yeah.
before, that just watching him and how he's adapted and how, you know, he can't fly, but he glides rather well. And watching him hop up the pine trees to get up to and then do the glidey thing. But earlier this week, I think it was Tuesday, I was standing underneath the carport, leaning on my car, because that's what I do when I smoke.
Right.
And the other vehicle wasn't there.
Okay.
And Wright came under.
Right.
Yeah.
Broken wing. Wright brothers. I made that
Yes.
connection. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I was just standing there, and he came in, and he was maybe 5 feet away from me, and he just hopped in. He looked at me. I went, "Hi, Wright." He cocked his head and buggered off.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, he was within 5 feet of me. Oh my God, Dan! Dan, guess what?" Yeah,
Oh,
so that was the big news.
That's amazing. And Randy, who is watching our show, also has a group of magpies that are living in her backyard.
Nice.
That are letting her get close to them,
Mm-hmm.
not close enough to touch, but she has goals. So you know what,
Yes.
Randy? Like I'm right there with you. I am right there with you.
And one day you'll be sitting right next to them, and maybe they'll eat out of your hand. Maybe they'll sit on your finger.
We've got goals, girl.
Yeah.
Speaking of birds, though.
Yeah.
So I always say, and for those who watch the show on a regular basis or who know me in my personal life, you know that I'm a mother. My son has been a part of our show, and I also have a young daughter. She's not really actually that young. She's 12.
Mm-hmm.
But people are like, oh, you make such a good mother bear, or a mama bear is what they like. I am not a mama bear.
No.
I am not a mama bear. I like to think of myself as a mama bird.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
Yeah.
mama bears will nurture and they'll protect their young until their young is ready to, you know, grow and be off in the world. And I'm like, I'm more of a mama bird where it's like, get out of the nest, bitch. Go fly on your own. But, okay, I joke about that. I love my kids, and I really do. And I do have a mama bear streak, so if you fuck with them, you will see me.
Yeah, I've heard the stories.
But...
Run.
More often than not, it's like, no, you need to learn to fight your fights. You need to learn how to advocate for yourself. And you need to learn how to fly on your own. And so while I use the mama bird analogy of get out of the nest and fly on your own and it's sink or swim, if you ever watch mama birds with their young, they're never far behind when they're learning how to fly.
No.
And I was coming in from Coaldale one day, and I saw it actually looked like two birds were fighting, just the way that they were swooping in and swooping. And I stopped and I watched for a bit, and I'm like, no, there's something graceful about this. It's not aggressive at all. And I noticed that it was actually a mama bird teaching her fledgling how to fly. So mama bird is underneath the fledgling.
Right.
And like if fledgling dropped, the mama bird would drop with it. So it always constantly remained underneath. And then I watched as she pushed the fledgling up to higher limits than the baby bird ever thought possible. And I'm just like, I wish I had my camera on me, because this is beautiful. And this is exactly how I take a look at raising my own young. You know, like,
I mean, that's a good
analogy.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good method to
Yeah.
raise kids. I mean, I don't have kids. I have cats, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So
those are my stories about birds. And yeah, so that is kind of my story, and what I started my day doing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'll have to show pictures of. I was packing up. I go to work tomorrow over at the Purple Hippo.
Okay.
And I'm hauling some product in, and I had my suitcase that I use to haul everything, because I'm not carrying much. It's heavy. No, roller bags. Like seriously, rolling luggage. So I had it open. And my little girl cat, she was on the part that flopped open, so the lid, and just the way she was sitting there, all proper. And it's like, I'm ready for my car trip, Mom. So I obliged. And damn, she's cute.
They usually are. That's how they get you.
Yep. But you gotta be wearing
And not
little
just
tiny death claws.
Not just the cats, but that's how the kids get you. They're sleeping and then they're cute. And you're like, I could have more, and then just. I'm just kidding. I love my kids. I love my children, and I am so.
Kids.
They are. They're pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So we are the Pagan Association. If you are just joining us, we're just kind of having a chill night, having a conversation. We had a really busy weekend. We were sharing stories about the animals that we have in our lives. But tell me a little bit about what the Pagan Association is doing, because we are the voice of the Pagan Association.
Yes,
so
we might as well be a voice.
Yeah.
Do some talking.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got coming up, Saturday, so day after tomorrow.
Okay.
We're doing another virtual brewing with witches.
And
it's going to be an early bird edition, 10 a.m.
Early bird.
Yeah.
We got a theme going.
Yeah, see how I worked that in there? Yeah. So it's going to be on Zoom. So if you are interested in joining us, please head on over to SAPA Official. You can find Hour of the Community, and you'll find the event there, and just click going, and the codes will be sent to you about an hour, providing I'm conscious, before it actually starts. Like I said, I need at least one cup of coffee before I start navigating the world, or bad things happen.
And she's got a support person, so if she can't do it before the coffee, I got your back. And our Brewing with Witches, one thing that I absolutely love about our Brewing with Witches is it's a very casual, chill conversation. And a lot of people, I have noticed, in the past have been very turned off by the name, because it's like, well, I have to identify as a witch in order to attend. Or, like, what are you guys going to do? Are you brewing potions? And you know what? Honestly, it's a moniker. It's a name that we've attached to a coffee date.
Yeah.
It is very casual. It is very chill. It's very low key.
And because it is virtual, bring whatever you want to drink. I mean, it is going to be 10 a.m., so that might be a little early for alcoholic beverage.
But we don't judge.
And I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Just saying.
So yes, why don't you click going, come join us. It is virtual, so I mean, if you're not feeling it, claim technical difficulties and log off. It's not going to draw huge attention to you as if we were in a coffee shop and you run for the door.
Into the night.
But yes, very casual, very low key. It's your opportunity to come meet a couple members of the board of the organization, ask your questions, learn about things. A lot of the time, we don't even talk about witch stuff.
No, we don't. We just find out how everybody's doing, and I mean, that's kind of important for mental health right now.
Yeah.
So how has your week been going? Are you surviving? Do you need some help? Do you need a pep talk?
We are good for a lot of that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and if I'm not good, she's good with it. And if neither one of us are, we can find somebody to give you a pep talk.
Yes.
So it's just a nice way to connect with people within the organization. So Saturday,
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
So click going you're interested, get your code, come join us, come meet us. If this is your first time, let us know. If you're having a little bit of anxiety, we're kind of cool people.
Yeah, I think we are.
And we'll work with you to kind of help you through that anxiety, and if you kind of want to learn more about our organization, Brewing with Witches is a really good way of getting your feet wet.
Yeah, and I mean anything goes there. You can ask questions about anything if you want to talk about magics or whatever, or particular traditions. I mean, if there's somebody there who can advise you, there may be, may not be, but we'll try to help you out.
Yeah,
that's kind of what we do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we've got values within our organization: community, advocacy, and education. Mm-hmm. So if we can't find the answers, we'll connect you with somebody who does.
Yeah.
Which is the community and the education.
Yeah.
Or the education and the community. We haven't decided yet.
No.
Anyway.
It fluctuates, so it's all good.
What else we got going on?
And then next Friday, so not tomorrow night, but next Friday.
So July 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have our Sip and Spell.
What's that?
That is our evening, very casual coffee and wine or whatever chit chat. Again, it's just like brewing, set up exactly the same. The event is on the STAPA official page as well as the community. So if you're interested in joining us via Zoom, just click on going or interested and the codes will be sent to you. That one's at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And again,
so, and what's the difference between Sips and Spells and Brewing with Witches?
The idea behind both of them is basically the same. It's where we get to connect with other members of the community. With Sips and Spells, we try occasionally to talk about magical workings.
Okay.
So I know we had discussed a couple of ideas to talk about, and I think we decided on personal manifestations for this one, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So an affirmation. So basically working with yourself, using your own energies, casting spells to, I want to quit smoking. I want to stop eating out. And just little...
I want to befriend a bird.
Yes. And then just different ways based on whoever's there. So you get multiple viewpoints on how to achieve your goal. And sometimes it's just a support group going, I'm having a really hard time. I need chocolate.
So Sips and Spells is more of the magical workings, whereas Brewing with Witches is designed to be more casual. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I mean, Sips and Spells is still pretty casual.
Yeah.
Because it's in the evening and wine happens.
Wine happens.
Wine totally happens. Maybe Liv will find her a bottle.
I found it. It was someplace safe. Just going to jump in with one of the comments that we've got, and we are watching the comments.
Yes.
If you are watching our show in one of the groups that we have shared this into, please comment or click on the video to bring you to the Jess FM page, because that is the video that we are watching. We always go back afterwards and we try to reply to all of the comments in other places.
Mm-hmm. But it's just too hard to watch all the
multiple.
No.
Yeah. So we do watch the one stream, and we do have a comment from Randy asking how we are doing.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I've had a pretty fruitful week, and I recovered from our auction and all the things.
The auction.
Oh my gosh. How's your week been doing?
Well, and see, I always preface that with, are you asking me about personal or professional?
Personal.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing good.
Okay.
Yeah. Personal life is better than professional life at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm dealing with, my kid is home and things are good, and there's really no complaints going there. Mm-hmm. Professional.
Yeah.
Professional is a different story.
Fair enough.
And I try to reflect on what is going on in my life and how that's going to affect different parts of my life, which is something that you need to do being a counselor. As I'm learning to be a counselor, I need to know whether or not the professional aspect of my life whether my work life or my student life or if my personal life is going to affect how I interact with my clients. So I'm in a constant state of self-reflection, it seems. I'm always reflecting.
Trying to keep those boundaries between personal and professional and making sure there's not a
crossover.
whole lot of, yeah,
and can I
It's gotta be
bracket,
rough.
can I compartmentalize, and but I'm loving the self-reflection, even in my personal life. I'm kind of really loving the self-reflection, and what I'm doing in both my personal and my professional life. I always try to be in a constant state of self-reflection. So thank you, Randy, for that question. And I feel loved right now. I wish it was my crows, but I'll take it from you too.
And I mean, I do get that every other week outlet with my mental health check-in and chit chat on the Monday nights.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like to reflect on that. Right?
So what is this mental health chit chat kind of check-in for those people who are not following our SAPA official page or are in our SAPA community? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I started doing this I think it was pretty much right after lockdown. And it was a way of supporting the community and anybody who could find their way to either my profile page, SAPA official, or SAPA community, just to have a weekly check-in to see how we're all doing. And if you need help, reach out. The help is always there. And I had questions. I would ask them live on air, and the audience would engage with me and answer the questions as I rambled on about my answer. And it was lots of fun. And then usually at the tail end, I had like a craft, like making incense. I know that was really popular.
I do love the incense.
Everybody loves the incense. I think I'm going to be known as the incense queen from now on. Yeah. And I know I did candle carving once for a spell.
Oh, okay.
Live on air. I just did a few and then I finished the rest because nobody wants to sit there for 20 minutes watching me carve into a candle. But you get the basic gist of how to.
Yeah. And you probably, and forgive me, I wasn't able to make the candle carving one, but you then go through why we're making carvings on candles and what they do.
Yeah. And I believe for that specific one, I was doing, the full moon was coming up, and I was going to do a healing spell / protection for the BLM protests. So that's what I did. I made a little candle spell because I like fire. And that's what the carvings reflected. They were healing, they were protection, peace, and then I burned it.
And, okay, so that is beautiful, number one. But the mental health check-in, how often do you do this and when?
Well, before, I was doing it every Monday, because, that was when a lot was up in the air, so much unknown, and we don't like unknown most of the time. And I've now moved it to every 2 weeks. So the next one, I will be live on, not this Monday, but the Monday afterwards.
So July 6th.
Yes, July 6th in theory.
Okay.
Might be a little later than normal because I do have a meeting beforehand, but usually I get on air about 8:30.
And one of the reasons, and I believe you did mention this, one of the reasons that you started doing this, but mainly from the SAPA page, is we love the check-ins, we love chatting with Becca, but as an organization, we want our community to know that we are there for you. The lockdown was really difficult for a lot of us, and moving out of that lockdown, and we're entering into we are in phase two. Moving very quickly to phase 3. We're not in lockdown anymore. The pandemic is still a thing. We do need to be very conscious of that, and it can be very exhausting for our mental health. So you go live from our page, and you are the face of the Pagan Association on those
on those nights.
On those nights, but that is the association's way of just making sure that our community is doing okay. We see you when you're checking in with Becca. And if you're not, we notice your absence too. So we always try to make sure that those people who, are regular check-ins, and then all of a sudden they're, not around.
Yeah, I do notice that.
Yeah.
And there have been a few times where someone has disappeared. I'm like, okay, after I've noticed, I Facebook message them later.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy stalkery, but are you okay?
And I mean, we couldn't do what we do without our community, and we need to make sure that our community is doing well mentally. So I do want to thank Becca for doing our mental health check-ins. And every 2 weeks, check out our page. If you're not a part of the SAPA community, get within that group. You can find it just by typing SAPA community. You know, click a join request and answer the questions, and one of us will, you know, let you in.
Yeah, that's fun in the community.
Did
We have way too much fun.
We do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my drink sounds lovely.
So just being aware of the time, we've got about 5 minutes left of our show. And I just kind of want to, we took a lot of time.
We took a big hiatus.
And that's one of the reasons why you started the mental health check-ins. Yes, we were taking a hiatus, we had taken a step back, and we were reevaluating our goals. Are we accomplishing them? Are they too broad at this point? Are they too specific? Where are we going and where do we want to go? We need a vision, and we need to have a clear path of where we're going. So we as a board took a step back, and we've done a lot of reflection and planning. And in that process, we ended up restructuring.
We did. And that was, we spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
Just discussing the restructure.
Yeah. So this is an official announcement, and we will be posting something on our page very soon. Samantha Van Ryan, who was our chairperson, has taken a step down to our vice chairperson and has focused solely on social media. She runs our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our website. She writes our blog post. Everything behind the scenes that you see SAPA doing, that's Sam.
And she's been doing a freaking phenomenal job.
And I think having that step back and no longer having that chair hat that she had to wear has really helped her create that social media presence that has been, so that then meant that the chairperson role was vacant. So I decided that it was time for me to step up and be that chairperson and be kind of that official hat. Which, not gonna lie, kind of saddened me because I've got my office administration diploma and that secretary role was my identity. And that left it vacant because I can't do 2 roles. So we had to find somebody else to fill our secretary position. And Becca decided that she was, you know what?
Let's do it.
I haven't tried this position before. I don't really know what it entails.
I've had a good teacher.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I've got enough experience. I can teach you everything. And then we have Aiden Shields, who stepped in and has taken over our paperwork and our treasurer and money kind of stuff, because numbers confuse me. I can do it. I don't want to do it. Aiden's taking care of that.
Which is fantastic because I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and I mean, with you as a business owner, you know how to do the numbers.
Yes.
But let's do it for your business, not for...
Yes.
So, as an official announcement, we have restructured the board, and we have myself as the chairperson. Samantha Van Ryan is doing the vice chairperson role, so stepping in if I'm incapable, and she's also doing our social media presence. We have Becca as our secretary, who is maintaining that fundraising role, working very closely with Aiden, our treasurer, who's doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes paperwork.
And we love the people who do our paperwork for us.
Oh, we love the paperwork people.
Big love. Big love.
And then we've just expanded our volunteer pool. So while a number of our individuals may not have official directorial positions anymore, they've still done quite a bit for our community, and we appreciate it, and we notice it, and we recognize it. So for all of our volunteers, for all of the people who partake in our community, if you want to be a volunteer, please reach out to the Pagan Association page, and we will make sure that we get volunteer positions. And yeah, like, I mean, we want to start doing in-person stuff
Yes,
again.
and that was actually a question Randy was asking.
Yeah.
When we're going to do an in-person. So all I can say as the mistress of the social, keep an eye on the SAPA official page and in the community, and keep your eyes open in July. Maybe.
Yeah, we miss everybody and we want to see everybody.
Yes, I miss going to the places.
But we are also very conscious of the health risks, and we want to make sure that when we host an in-person event, that we're taking into consideration the risks and the comfortability of people who are going to be coming. So we will be discussing that at our next board meeting, which is at the beginning of July.
Yes.
We don't have a specific date, but when we do plan an in-person event, we will be taking a look at the risk, and we will be taking a look at how to mitigate that risk, and we will want to make sure that everybody is comfortable enough to be in person and have that in-person event. So what we do in our personal life is one thing, but as an organization, we do want to make sure that the public image that we're portraying is that
Safe.
we are being safe and we're not putting our community members at risk.
No.
So
Because we love you guys and we want to see you on the other side.
we want you safe and we want you comfortable.
Yes, and huggle when as soon as we're allowed.
Yeah.
Because
So
hugging has to happen.
Randy, it's coming. I cannot wait to meet you in person. I can't give you a specific date, but I am hoping that by the end of summer we can do in-person events soon.
Yes.
And with our technical difficulties,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that's bringing us very close to the end of the show.
Yeah.
It might not be the full hour,
Mm-hmm.
but that is our time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everybody who was in the comments and who was commenting. Join us next week, same time, same place, Thursday, 8 p.m., jessfm.ca, Jess FM, and Jess TV. We will have Levi to do a recap of what Pride Fest has done this year, and what it has done in the past 12 years,
Yes.
and where they want to go. So we look forward to that conversation, and come to one of our Brewing with Witches or Sips and Spells.
Yeah.
I look forward to meeting everyone.
Yes.
You don't have to be pagan or identify as a witch in order to come. Come ask your questions. Come meet.
Yes.
Come meet people.
Yes. Dispel myths.
Yes.
We love those questions.
Oh,
Dispel
yeah.
the myths.
We totally do. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. This is Livia and Becca from SAPA Speaks, the voice of the Southern Alberta Pagan Association. I think we're good. I talk too much when I'm drunk.
Let me turn off the mics first. Okay, so 4 go up and 4 go down. Down. 4 go up. Turn on your music. Hot. Oh, thank you.
I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, these we should always bring with us just in case.
That's a good idea.
We can bullshit tarots any day.